Standing there, by the dusty road in Jericho, Bartimaeus, the blind man, lived in the perpetual darkness of his condition. His world was shaped by sounds, by smells, and by the little charity his outstretched hand received. A growing murmur, coming from the direction of the city, began to reach his sensitive ears. It wasn't the usual market noise, or the trot of a single traveler. It was the sound of a large crowd moving, an unusual stir. He strained his senses, trying to discern the reason for such a commotion. And then, amidst the cacophony of voices, he caught the name that ignited his soul: Jesus, Jesus of Nazareth. The news spread like wildfire. The rabbi who performed wonders, the man he had heard so much about, was passing through his city. Bartimaeus had heard the reports, whispered reports of miraculous healings, of blind people who regained their sight, of the lame who walked, of lepers cleansed, of lives restored by a simple touch or a word. Having been in darkness for so long, these stories were like distant rays of light, promises of a world he could barely imagine. Now, that light, that power, was no longer a distant story. It was approaching, right there, on that very road where he spent his days, in the shadows. An overwhelming wave of hope flooded his heart. This was the chance, the unique opportunity, the window that could open to a new destiny, he believed. A clear faith, without a shadow of a doubt, arose within him. He didn't need to see to believe in the power of that name. His determination hardened like steel. He knew what he wanted, and he knew who could grant it. The darkness that held him could finally yield. The humiliation of begging could end. All this because Jesus of Nazareth was coming, the one who heard, who healed, who transformed. Bartimaeus grasped this hope with all the strength of his suffering soul. He would not let the opportunity slip through his blind fingers. The sound of the crowd was getting closer. The chance of his life was meters away. His faith, pure and unshakable, impelled him to act. He had to call out. He had to be noticed. Hope, once a faint thread, was now a strong rope, pulling him towards the source of all healing.